We're in today with the GeForce GT 545. This is a 2011 video card. This video card is packed with 144 shaders, 3 gig of VRAM DDR3 Samsung at 192 bits bus width, running at 720 MHz on the core clock and 800 MHz on the memory clock. We're gonna pair it up with this i9 10 Gen. Hopefully it doesn't bottleneck. Let's see how this video card is working. I'm 100% sure we can benefit from those 3000 megabytes of VRAM. Let's start with FORTNite and see how it's running on performance mode, 1080p. Everything is on low details. Let's jump in. I have no chance with 1080p. I have to use the render scale apparently because, yeah, it doesn't work really nice. How many? We got like 3 gig of VRAM available on our video card. Why are you using only 1 gig? I think it's possible to use more VRAM, 1.1, yes, apparently, but only the core is maxed out. So I think with render scale, we will have an opportunity to distress the GPU. I want to see how it runs on the ground, and after that, it will be, hopefully, it will be okay. I mean, I have no problem with the CPU, 11.7 gig of system RAM, but that's the only thing that doesn't bother me. The CPU and the system RAM. On the GPU side, apparently it's overheating 68 degrees. Oh, I want to step up the fan. How much is the fan? 40%, 60%. I'm gonna put it to 100% and see if we can benefit from that small fan. It's got a small fan and I don't know if it's capable of cooling it. All right, we're in like Flynn. 50 FPS on 1080p with 100% render scale. Nah. No, I'm not taking this. So I'll go into settings and I put this, last time I did 75 and it was quite good, you know. Let's see, 70, 80 FPS. I think the 1% and minimize needs to be much better. I swear I knew what was the difference one time. I actually read the difference between dedicated and allocated. In this situation, I can actually see that it's having a little difference, you know. Allocated is 1.3 and dedicated is 1.2. Regardless, I like how it's working, you know, the GPU, the system itself, it's kind of fantastic in FORTNite. There is no problem with the performance. The video card can be adjusted in such a way so you can benefit from it. The moment you reach in open world here outside, you drop the FPS to 40, 50. The moment you go down and you fight close combat, then you will reach 60, 70. I think on 50% render scale, 1080p can be quite a good option. Overall, the GPU is doing great. It doesn't use VRAM, doesn't use the whole 3 gig of VRAM. There's no point on actually butchering the video card in order to say, yeah, I want to use those 3 gig of VRAM because this is DDR3, you know, and DDR3 is not known to be fast. You know, even though it's Samsung, it's a good memory, but yeah, let's stick with what we have. Let's look at that. When I'm in the air, I got like 30, 40 FPS. Not the brightest in the town, you know, performance. Let's jump into Farlight and see how it's running on 1080p. I think this is going to be really good. Full screen, smooth, and very high. This is the generic settings. I think the VRAM can help this game. All right, how much you got? 150. This is not a bad number. It's kind of cool to see this performance from a video card like this, 2011. Well, come on, it's kind of old, this video card, you know, but it's working. It's not working, is doing a fantastic work. Very good numbers on average, on 50 FPS on minimals and 82 on 1%. Those are the best numbers that I can expect from this when it comes to this old video card. Even though the core is mega loaded, like 99% load, it's still enjoyable. You know, the frame time is okay. GPU temperature is not that great because it's a small fan and barely covers the radiator, you know. It's small, any whiny, any high pitch, and can understand how that small fan can cool the video card. Seriously. Regardless, I'm guessing it doesn't have a big core chip, you know, like a big BGA chip, and that small fan, it's enough for that aluminum fins, you know. But it's working, it's doing the job. Apparently averaging 100 FPS, 51 on minimals, 80 on 1%. So the GPU, it's staying on in the game. 2 gig of VRAM used, that's not bad, you know. So I'm happy with this configuration. I'm happy with everything here in the game. The system is doing fantastic. The GPU actually is doing fantastic. I was scared because it's 545, considering I seen 550 Ti and it performed much worse than this one. Let's see how DOTA is working. I want to put this to, actually I have to use some advanced settings here. Put this render scale on 100. I'm gonna put it on to medium details. I'm not gonna lie, it's doing kind of horrible, 40 FPS. I think I have to put it on low details in order to get proper FPS with this video card. Yeah, this 46 on average is not okay. I'm waiting for one minimal to see the minimals and 1%. 20, 30 on a minimal. Wow, 28 in the fight. Come on, this is kind of horrible. 29 on 1%. If you're doing a team fight like this and you're lagging with 30 FPS, at 100% you will start to question yourself. The FPS is not real and it's not good, but I'm guessing if I put it on minimal, it will do better. Let's see. Okay, so on minimal, apparently is doing okay. Actually, wait. I think because I put render scale, that's why it was working like that. So I put it on medium details. Let's see again. Yep, no, it doesn't work. Regardless, I have to put everything on fastest. That is the lowest settings. Now, if I put it like this, you can actually play DOTA with 100 FPS. Let's see some averages and then we'll see how it's working. Does it drop 100 FPS? It's not that bad, it's not that good, but it does the job. Look at this. 90 FPS in a fight, 50 on minimal, and 74 on 1%. The game doesn't utilize the VRAM, so it's got 0.8 gig of VRAM used only. But in some situation, you see, I think if you put it on 900p, I think it will be much better, you know, more steadier. Kind of cool to see Dota 2 holding like this in the game with the GT 545. I'm not gonna lie, this video card is kind of strange. Not strange, very strange, because this is a 3 gig model. There's a couple of variants that have faster memory but lower amount of VRAM, but you have to decide in which direction you want to lean. In Dota, apparently is doing great. Even in team fights, you can get lower than 53 on minimals. So that's a good number, 95 on 1%. But if you are interested in a game like this, you know that the VRAM is not utilized. Previously, in Farlight, it was using 2.1, you know, on low details. That was great, you know, the GPU was doing fantastic work, 100 FPS if you want to play a battle royale. In this case, in Dota, it's not using only 0.8, and it's not required to have the 3 gig model in Dota. That's one thing that I want to point out. Let's see how the game is working in DirectX 10. Population density, no fam. What is wrong with you? Look at the game, how it's setting up. The moment you have just a little VRAM, it's already starting to throw it at you. No, we're gonna use maximum FPS. We want to bottleneck the core and see how it's running like that. 30 FPS, not okay. Okay, so I think we have to go on 0.6. What do you think? Graphics, advanced settings. 0.6 was actually the one that GTA 5 knew how to put it. I'm so dumb, you know. Okay, so 45 FPS, 2.3 gig of VRAM. Okay, so GTA 5 is actually using the video card. With the GT 545, we managed to see 2.6 gig of VRAM utilized in GTA 5. On normal details, who would have thought? Seriously, I put it on normal details, put the render scale to 0.6 and still uses the VRAM lot. I'm guessing the game is buffering in the memory because the core is maxed out. You can actually see it. 64 degrees, which let's see if I can see, with 94% of the fan. If I don't max it out, it will overheat. So I think in this situation it's kind of good. It's very loud, but yeah, it's working. Let's jump into World of Tanks and see how the game is performing. Let me show you the settings. I have low details. Apparently it's different than medium details and high. Here on low details we can actually see some character on the in the game, you know, you can actually see some details in the game. On 1080p, low details, and 60. If I put it on medium details, it will be horrible. I know it will be horrible. So I'll keep it on low details and let's jump in. Where's my FPS monitor? What the heck is going on with my software? I didn't change nothing, seriously. Maybe I should give a restart or something. Who knows, I got 100 FPS. I know this it's got this in-game counter. I want to play a game and see how it's working like this. Oh my god, in the bush is like 30 FPS, 27 FPS in the bush, 29. Oh my god, this is so horrible. Nobody likes bush. How does it run? It runs really in the bush. When you're snapping, it cuts the performance in half. It's I think it should be on minimals or something like that in order to have the best performance ever. Can the GPU run in the game? Yeah, of course it can run in the game, can deliver the perfect FPS, you know, the over 100 FPS, but in some conditions they're not really good like this. See, 29 FPS when I zoom through the bush. Disregarding the bush, overall you got a big chance to set up the game in such a way so you can enjoy yourself. Artie, let me do a kill, let me do some damage. 31, 30 seconds, 29, 28, 27. Yeah, I managed to kill him. Yes. Crossout. Let's see how it's running. Got settings here. Put to low details, full screen 1080p with 50% render scale, and legacy GPU it's on. Let's see. Do we get the appropriate FPS for this? Look at this. What do we got? 60-70 FPS. Much better than the previous one we had. GT 720 was kind of horrible with this game, seriously. But apparently 545 is doing much better. Bus width is bigger than the 720. So hopefully it will push more FPS. In this situation, we are getting what, 80 FPS on average, barely using 1 gig of VRAM. Not bad, you know, if you're interested on playing Crossout. I think this is the right settings, 50% render scale. Looks kind of funky, but it's working, you know, delivering that FPS. I need average. Minimals is 44 with 68.1%. Yeah, I'll take it. On the system RAM, how much you get? Yeah, 7.1 gig of system RAM. That's nothing. Crossout is working. The only problem is the core is mega loaded. 62 degrees actually. But it's holding really hard to actually deliver. Damn. GT 545, come on. It's kind of strange to see this video card, how it's working, but I got two things for this video card that makes this video card good. One, it's a one slot unit, can fit in any weird computer that requires only one unit video card. Doesn't require power supply, so hence why it's kind of desirable, you know, to have a video card like this. I actually have a computer that requires only one unit of a video card, so this will be ideal. Second is the VRAM, 3 gig of VRAM. Come on, you've seen in GTA 5 that it's utilizing 2.6 gig of VRAM in the game. Even on low details, apparently managed to push the video card to the limit, and I really appreciate it. It didn't have the highest FPS, it didn't have the desirable FPS, so I can say, oh my god, this is such a good video card, but it's 2011, you know, and with 3 gig of VRAM, apparently it managed to cheat a little to survive in this online games. I'm 100% sure I can find other games, but I was just curious to see in a couple of games how it's performing. Overall, I like the video card. I'm just curious what do you think about it, because it's kind of good. The only thing is it's advisable if you can find one cheap. That's it. 3 gig versus 1.5. I'll take the 3 gig model because I can overclock the core just a little, so I can benefit from the VRAM if the thermal paste is good in this video card. Got only one question. What do you think about this video card? Because I'm very impressed about that 3 gig of VRAM.